Straight into the panel. Joining me now, social commentator and queen of common sense, Prue McSween, former Liberal advisor and now senior business consultant David Gazzard, and former Labor minister and key power broker Stephen Conroy. I'm sorry, team, I went a bit long there with Brendan Nelson. It's an extraordinary time as he leaves that job at the War Memorial. But I want to start with some bad behaviour by the Greens, particularly in and around these bushfires, and a pretty fiery exchange with Michael McCormack. Let's take a listen.
That's what Adam Bandt and the Greens and Richard Di Natale and all those other inner city raving lunatics, and quite frankly, that's how he was carrying on yesterday.
This government has been repeatedly warned that unless we quit coal and cut pollution and get better prepared for the bushfire season, we will witness unprecedented catastrophe. And now it's happening. And the fire services are telling us that it might even get worse. This government has had every opportunity to minimise the risk of these catastrophic fires, and instead it has chosen to pour fuel on the fire. Michael McCormack and Scott Morrison bear some responsibility for what is happening at the moment, because they have done everything in their power to make these kind of catastrophic bushfires more likely.
Well, David Gazzard, timing is everything in politics. Who's got the timing right there and who's got it wrong?
I think the government is doing as much as it can just to sensibly manage and help authorities get on and fight these things. At least I know that's where the Prime Minister's head's at the moment. I've thought about this through the day, and rationally I can't see really where Adam Bandt is coming from. I mean, he's been going on with this with every bushfire now for as long as I can remember, and at first it was sign the Kyoto protocols or we're going to have more bushfires. Well, we're meeting the Kyoto targets. Sign and keep Paris or we're going to have more bushfires. Well, we're about to meet that target. I don't think anyone sort of serious could observe and say, well, if we cut our emissions altogether, given that it's a global emissions problem, that Australia would be less prone to bushfires. But the other thing I'd say is this: if you are serious about climate change and you think it's having an impact and it's going to continue to have an impact through the next century or so, wouldn't you be advocating for a range of practical initiatives like reducing fuel loads and allowing for the felling of trees within safe distances of houses to actually mitigate against the effects of climate change and bushfires?
Let me bring in Prue McSween, because just on that very point, a volunteer firefighter took to social media over the weekend saying, you know, the whole reason he's going to put his life on the line over the weekend is because there hasn't been a fuel load reduction. Burns right around the country for environmental reasons, Prue.
Exactly. I mean, I think the Greens' brain is now the green slime. They have no idea how stupid they sound, you know, when they're talking about coal being the problem. You know, it just doesn't make sense. And you've got Zali Steggall and now Doug Cameron, the former Labor senator, getting on the bandwagon. It's just absurd. We need hazard reduction burning. The Greens are against it. They've stopped it. And they're killing flora and fauna. It just doesn't make sense.
Stephen, got to go, but you're the last word.
Look, I think most Australians will be repulsed by Adam Bandt's cheap politicking. I mean, lives have been lost. More lives might be lost. And Adam Bandt just wants to play politics. I think the imagery of the Prime Minister, you know, reaching out and hugging victims is far more powerful than the intemperate remarks at this moment by Adam Bandt. You want to have a climate change debate? Let's have a climate change debate. But the sort of pathetic posturing right now, I think, will really leave a bad taste in most Australians' mouths.
Couldn't have said it better, could not have said it better. Thank you very much. That was a very short panel, but thank you very much for your time tonight.